Hello. Okay. So, to all who are here, this is going to be the introduction kind of what? Introduction video to help you guys create your own characters. I'm going to give you some backstory. I know I've kind of delayed this by a lot, and one is because I'm distracted, and two, it's because I keep forgetting about it. But here we are. We're finally here, and today I'm going to give you guys an introduction into the city of Waterdeep. As you can see, this is the map. I should have sent it to you guys already, but this is the player version. I have my own DM version, but this is the best picture I could find online. I can't really take a picture of it in person. I could try, but one, the map is huge. It's like 3 feet tall, and so it's very hard to take good pictures of, and it's super reflective. So this is the best I could do. But okay, so one of the first things, this is the city of Waterdeep. One of the things about the city is it is very well known, and the entire city is built up from adventurers. So being an adventurer is normal. It is totally acceptable to be an adventurer, and it's not really looked down upon. Where in most of our past campaigns, there's not many adventurers, mostly farmers and merchants and stuff like that. But in this city, it's like 70% adventurers, so it's a lot different atmosphere than what probably most of us are used to. So in the dock, the entire city, as a precursor, in case you want to be Dragonborn, it will be extremely difficult to be Dragonborn, and the reason why is because the whole city, besides the docks and the south ward down here, is covered in a spell that prevents people with dragon's blood, both Dragonborn and pure dragons, to enter the city. So, just as a heads up, that will make it extremely difficult for people to, for you guys, if you choose Dragonborn, to get into the city. Thought I'd let you guys know that's important, so it doesn't, mess up the flow of the game. One of the things I want you guys to do is, once you do finish your character, either message through the Discord or just send like a PDF or a picture or something of your character sheet, and then I want to look it over to make sure that it like fits within the world itself, in case there's anything I missed during this video. But I just want to make sure everyone has like up-to-date characters that also are relevant to the game. I'm also to let both Savvy and Cassidy or Shayla. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, my bad. To let you guys know, there is new D&D book. There's a new D&D book that came out that includes more tabletop. There's a new book that came out that include Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. This right here came out with new classes and subclasses for like wizards and stuff, but they also came out with an entire new class. So just as a heads up, if you are making a character, look through this for more character stuff. And if you want more spells, if you don't have like a good index or anything like that already, make sure to look up Xanathar's Guide to Everything. So those are like a few updates in terms of creating your own character rather than just from the handbook itself. Because to give you guys more versatility in your character building. And yeah, let's get back into it. So, Waterdeep, the city we're playing in. So, give you guys a heads up. The season of the world, whether it be spring, summer, autumn, or winter, does relate to the story of the game. So I don't know if I should just choose the season or if you guys want to play in a specific season, but it does have a huge impact in the world itself. So I just give you guys that kind of choice. I don't want to force you into a certain season or a certain archetypes if you guys don't want to. So I can go into more depth about it in our first campaign, but for now, I'm just going to leave it as it is. You guys can tell me up to your discrepancy for that. So, one of the things is just giving you some general stuff. So, breaking the law in Waterdeep. This is going to be important. So, Waterdeep is a city of firm laws and swift justice. Adventurers hell-bent on slaughter and plunder won't fare well in the city of splendors. The punishments for assault, arson, theft, and murder are severe, regardless of the reason for the crime. If the characters express interest in knowing more about crimes and punishments in Waterdeep, give them the Code Legal handout in Appendix C. I will attach that to the description of this video, either that or I'll post it in the Discord along with the video. I'm going to post this video in the Discord as kind of like a first session, like, you know, this is just general information, and of course if you guys need any more information, you're always welcome to message me Discord, text me, etc. It's pretty easy, pretty simple, but yeah. So we go there. Characters who overtly engage in criminal behavior are quickly cornered and arrested by members of the City Watch. Those charged with committing a crime are brought before a magistrate to be judged. Advocates might intercede on behalf of the characters if they allied themselves. It gives an example. And given how strict the laws are enforced in Waterdeep, it's possible the adventurer could end up with one or more of the characters being exiled, sentenced to several years of hard labor, imprisoned, or put to death. If that's how the adventure ends, so be it. Hopefully, our next group will fare better. So, just as a precursor, I know one of the things is, you know, you break a law, you know, you get run down by the police, etc., right? And there's not much punishment. However, in this campaign, it will be a severe impact, so don't break the law lightly, and also make sure your characters aren't too evil, to say the least. I'm going to put on some piano music because my headset keeps turning off. Sorry. Okay. There we go. So, character creation. If your players are creating first level characters for this adventure, consider setting aside the first game session for character creation. That way the players can flesh out their adventuring party together and come up with reasons why the characters are friends. So, this video is mostly gonna be that. I want you guys to create your characters before coming to the first session, and then I can reread over them. I don't know when the first session is gonna be. I'm gonna try to make it either next weekend or, I honestly depends. Everyone that does watch this video, it would be extremely helpful if you, once you see this, like, put in the Discord what times would work for you, like on a, like, you know, oh, Saturdays work good, or Fridays work good, or etc., right? Or if you don't have a specific time that works well for you, then just put, like, on a need-to-know basis, or something like that. Alright, bringing the party together. So you guys are going to start in the Yawning Portal, which is a tavern. The Yawning Portal is a popular adventurers hangout. Unless you have a better idea, assume that the characters are familiar with the establishment and have met there before. If any of the characters are new to the city, they can be drawn to the Yawning Portal by its reputation or summoned there by Volo. Volo is... let's check. So, there's going to be a special chapter in the book called Volo's Waterdeep. Don't know how to spell this. Incuridian. And so that's pretty much just like a section of the book that is dedicated to players that know like general information about the city. Like they've been there, they live there, they know stuff about it. So I'm gonna put that more towards the end. And the reason why is because if you don't know general stuff about the city, then I don't want to, give you information that your character doesn't know. So it's one of those things that I'm gonna like at the end specify like, hey, if you're thinking of creating a character that is new to the city, don't listen to this, and then I'll pause for a bit and then read that section for you guys. But for now, I'm just gonna go through the beginning stuff that you guys need to know. I'll send pictures of import or like lists of stuff. Like I can see here, there's the guilds of Waterdeep, and I'm not gonna read out the 30 guilds that are in there and stuff. So I'll just send you guys pictures along with the video. All right, read back to this. To make the Yawning Portal feel more familiar, like a familiar, welcoming place, give the players a copy of the Yawning Portal Familiar Faces handout in Appendix C and allow each player to select one NPC as a friendly acquaintance. Additional information can be found at the end. Buying equipment. All the equipment in Chapter 5 of the Player's Handbook is available for purchase in Waterdeep at normal prices. Character backgrounds. If you want to be noble, like have the noble background for your character, there are a couple houses to keep in mind. There's House Amcathra. The Amcathras are a Tetherian family that specializes in horse breeding and training, cattle ranching, winemaking, and weaponsmithing. The family motto is, "We trample our troubles." The family has a large villa in the North Ward. As you can see, North Ward is here, right here. So they have a large villa, either this or this, one of these two. I don't know specifically right now, but on the east side of the high road between Hassan Tiers Street and Tarnath Street. So there aren't streets labeled on here specifically. Let me check if the map I sent you guys in Discord has it. No. Okay. Well, I can tell you guys when we do start our first campaign what city that is specifically, or street. All right, next house is House Margistier. The Margistiers are an Eliskin family whose business interest lies in land-based shipping and bulk goods trading. The house also has a quiet history of wizardry. The family motto is, "Nothing is beyond our grasp." The Margister family estate is situated between Stabid Sailor Alley and Shattercrock Alley in the North Ward. So again, in the North Ward. House Fyland. The Fylands are a Tashlooter family that captures and sells monsters. Monsters that can't be trained as pets or guard beasts are sold to arenas or harvested for their meat, bones, and skins. The Fylands sponsor adventuring parties and monster hunting expeditions, and their motto is, "What you fear, we master." House Fyland has an estate on Copper Street, west of the high road between Jolthune Street and Trader's Way in the North Ward. So, house estate on Copper Street, west of the high road. So I don't know where that is specifically. I guess I'll try and send a picture that has street names, so most of this is more fleshed out, but for now, this is the map we're going to work with, because this is the one I have. House Rosner. Once banished from Waterdeep for smuggling, slavery, and other crimes, the Tetherian house has returned and is trying to overcome its dark past and disgraceful reputation by focusing on legitimate business ventures such as winemaking and gem trading. The family motto is, "We fly high and stoop swift." Rosner Villa is situated on Thunderstaff Way between Copper Street and Shield Street in the Sea Ward, west of the high road. So I'm assuming this, right? Or is it this? I think it's this. Alright, Lady Asviel Rosner, see the Black Viper in Appendix B, is a member of this house, though she keeps her masked identity and thieving escapades a secret. And then if you have guilds, any members with a guild artisan background are assumed to have free membership into one Waterdeep guild of their choice. Arcane spellcasters living in the city are required by law to register with the Watchful Order of Magus and Protectors, so that they can be called on to defend the city with their magic in times of need. Waterdeep's most prominent guilds appear on the Guilds of Waterdeep list. By law, there are no active thieves guilds in Waterdeep, and the Xanathar Guide guild isn't an actual guild but a faction. See factions in page 14. To join a guild, one must possess a background, a proficiency, or a status that the guild values. For example, a character with a sailor background is welcome to join the Master Mariners Guild. One can practice a profession and not be a guild member, but such autonomy carries a cost. The guilds do everything they can to entice new members to join and pay for membership, and they go out of their way to hinder independent business owners, up to and including driving them out of business. A baker who refuses to join the Bakers Guild might find her flour supply cut off, while a wizard who refuses to join the Watchful Order of Magistes and Protectors might be denied access to sages, libraries, and other useful resources. Guilds charge members monthly or yearly dues that vary. For simplicity, you can have a guild charge 1 gold piece per month or 10 gold pieces for a year's due paid in advance. A guild can expel a member for any number of reasons, not the least of which is failing to pay dues. So, some ideas to keep in mind if you want to be either a spellcaster or someone that is part of a guild or something, that it is pretty much almost mandatory. I'm not going to require it of you, but it is advised to, if you are going to have some kind of craft or important trait such as spellcasting or something like that, it is important to join them. Like I said, I'll send a picture of all the guilds. There's a huge list of them, so you can choose one that seems relevant. I don't know all of them by heart, but just pick one that seems close enough to something that you want to be. Character advancement, factions. Here we go. So we got factions. Various factions have roots in Waterdeep, and any character with the faction agent background can choose to belong to one of the factions described below, provided the character meets the faction's prerequisites. If you're using the optional renown rules described in Chapter 1, allow a player whose character has the faction agent background to roll a d4 to determine the renown at the start of the adventure. So these are pretty much like gangs. If you want to be part of a gang, let me know. I'm not going to read through all these since there's a ton. Actually, it might be a good idea to read through. One of these is the Xanathar's Guild. This is the Yawning Portal, beginning. I don't know. If you guys want to be a rogue and be thief and like stealth oriented, let me know and I could send you a picture of all the different factions, because if you are going to be a thief thing, you will be part of a faction. But for now, I'll leave it blank since this is a very complex faction thing to join, so I'll leave it as it is. If you guys want to have like your character have like a strong connection to like what do you call it? Like a group of people that raised them, right? Like if you were an orphan or something and someone found you, brought you into, one of the factions and like raised you within the faction itself, that would be an amazing background, and I could totally take you through a reading of all the factions and stuff, so you could get like a really close-knit character background created. But for now, just let me know, because there's like 15 of them and they're all like 4 paragraphs. So alright, go through this. This is the Yawning Portal picture. I could send a picture of this to you guys, so if you want to choose a friend that's in the Yawning Portal, you could choose one of the people that are on here. Let's see. This is still the introduction. Yeah. So this is going to be towards the end of the introduction. I know this is starting to become kind of a long video, but I just want to make sure you guys are all up to date on everything that's important. Okay, the Yawning Portal is a famous inn and tavern located in the Castle Ward of Waterdeep. So, over here, somewhere. Where was I? Yes. Adventurers can meet all sorts of colorful characters here. Okay, ignore the Spotify ad for a second. Sorry about this. The place is a stone building with a slate roof and several chimneys. Most of the ground floor is taken up by the tavern's common room, which contains a 40-foot diameter open well, quotes, actually the outer shell of a sunken stone tower, end quotes, that descends 140 feet to the first level of Undermountain, the sprawling dungeon under Waterdeep. A rope employing mechanism is used to lower adventurers into the well and hoist them out. More information about this entrance to Undermountain can be found in Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage. The upper floors of the Yawning Portal contain comfortable, nicely appointed rooms for guests. Durnan, the proprietor, charges standard prices for food, drink, and lodging. Familiar faces. Given the Yawning Portal familiar faces, hand out an Appendix C to the players. So, to be honest, I have no idea what this is. I'm assuming it's a picture. And allow each of them to select one NPC as a friendly acquaintance, someone the player character knows and trusts. More than one player can select the same NPC. The information below should be withheld from the players until their character learns it. Okay, so here there are a list of characters: Durnan, Bonnie, Madaram, Three Strings, Merrig, Gillester, Silvermane, Maloon, War Dragon, Obaya, Uday, and Yagara, Stonefist. So those are the list of characters in this specific thing that have that you would know. They all have their own background, but until you select them, I'm not going to read out their description yet. Okay, so chapter 1 is the start of it. This is the start where you guys get in, so I'm not going to do this until you guys we have our first session. So now I'm going to go to the Appendix C handouts. Okay, so this is all the stuff to give you guys. I'll take pictures of this, of all those documents, and then send them with the video. I'm probably going to post the video on one of the Discord channels, and then also post the documents that you guys need, such as pictures and the handouts and stuff, just for your guys' clarity. Here I'm going to go to the Enkider. I don't know how to say this. I know there's a list of things that helps you pronounce. Let's see if E is in here. No. So, I don't know how to say this. I'm pretty sure it's a real word, but so this is going to be the general information about the city. So if your character doesn't know, or is the first time coming, or doesn't know much about the city, I'm going to advise you guys to stop listening here and start creating a character. Again, if you have any questions or any clarifications, or you want to run any ideas by me, feel free to message me anytime. I'm awake like 80% of the day. And so, yeah, if you think about creating a character that is new to the city or something like that, like I said, I advise you to stop here, think about your character, and then come back. And yeah, so I'm going to go through that, and all those that are stopping here, thank you for listening to the video. Like I said, I know this has been pretty delayed, but I do want to get this started. I am working myself up to actually getting through all this, and I'd love any criticism you guys have. We're probably going to be playing this through D20. Roll D20, I think is the name of the site. And so I will figure out how to manage that later. I haven't looked at it yet, but I will do that soon. So thank you all for listening, and have a good day. But the people that do want to know more about the city through their characters and stuff, I'm going to go read through the Enchiridion. I don't know how to say it. So it starts at 160 and ends at 188. Music's hyping up. Okay. A Visitor's Guide to the City Splendors by Waterdeep Gadarn. Okay. Entering... Oh, that's the map. Entering Waterdeep. Welcome, traveler. You have in your hands the foremost and most up-to-date guide to the city, smiled over by none other than its open lord, which is like the president of the city, right? Or the governor, rather. Other than its open lord, Lady Laurel Silverhand. This chapbook will serve you well until my seminal work on the subject, Voldo's Guide to Waterdeep. Sadly, long out of print, but now a tome prized by collectors. Can be updated and printed anew. Ask any broadsheet seller, innkeeper, shopkeeper, tavern owner, or bookseller if they'll soon have copies of the new edition for sale. Okay. Entering Waterdeep. Excuse me. Likely you have arrived in Waterdeep and borne witness to some of its many wonders. But in case this pamphlet has found its way beneath your worthy eyes in anticipation of your visit, due to the commemorable efforts of some friend or family member who loves you dearly, I shall explain briefly the circumstances of entry. You will have traveled through lands claimed and controlled by the lords of Waterdeep long before you see its walls. If you come from the south by the tradeway, you'll have met the city guard at the post at Zundbridge, which I'm assuming is somewhere down here. From the north by the way of the long road, up here. By the long road, you have passed under the watchful eyes of the town of Rassalantir. And whether by land or sea, you have likely also been spotted by the Griffin cavalry, even if you have not spotted them. Worry not. Waterdeep is a welcoming city, and you have nothing to fear from those guardians, unless you lead a rampaging army of orcs, a horde of gnolls, or similar. They don't even require a toll to be paid. Beware. Any city guard who demands a toll or report the incident to Beware any city guard who demands a toll, and report the incident to a magister of Waterdeep at your earliest convenience. If you travel in a large caravan or on a ship, you will be required to register with the magister at the gate at which you've arrived, or with the harbor magister. Magisters can be easily recognized by the black robes they wear, and in fact are commonly called black robes as a result, and the city guard that always accompanies them. Be aware that magisters can pass a sentence without a trial. So, this isn't part of it, but so I would advise that, yes, the government can be a little corrupt because they can pass sentences without trial. So, again, another thing to deter you from committing crimes. Where is it? It behooves you to treat them with proper respect. If you travel overland in a small party or alone, you aren't required to register with a magister unless your stay extends beyond a 10-day. At that point, you must register with a magister either at the harbor, the gates, or the city courts. Discovery of your failure to do so can result in a fine or forced labor, so slavery pretty much. Of course, registration subjects you to monthly taxation, but as a truculent old acquaintance from the Dales once told me, the sheep gives you the shepherd its fleece, or there will be mutton for dinner. That is, the magisters will get you either way, so you might as well register up front. That said, many canny visitors with business for a month or a season betimes avail themselves of the hospitality of inns in Undercliff, the pleasant farmland east of the city proper. The less well-off often find accommodation in the field ward, which I'm assuming is over here? I don't know. I'll have to check that. Man, the map in the back of the book is way more detailed than this picture. Okay. because neither are official wards of the city that aren't subject to taxation. Note, however, that because both these areas have yet to be formally accepted as wards of the city, they don't benefit from the securities of guild law or the protection of the watch. If you choose to follow this path, be on your guard. Fools rush where auditors fear to tread. Regardless of what size party you arrive with or by what means, if you arrive by night or in winter, expect to register. In winter and at night, the gates are shut. Ships aren't expected at night, or as regular occurrence after the first frost of the coming season, and are often met at docking by a magister, or by a contingent of the guard who will hold travelers aboard until a magister can be summoned. None of these rules apply to the city's least used gate, the West Gate, which isn't on here, but assuming it's right here. Where was I? Westgate. The smaller gate opens onto the mud flats, which is this whole area. So it's pretty much the shore. This whole area right here is called the mud flats. So keep that in mind. A mucky beach used by clam diggers, shore fishers, and those brave enough to bathe in the cold waves. Excuse me. Those who make a living through fishing with nets or traps also use this gate, keeping their small boats on the beach to avoid docking fees. Locals register with the guard as they exit and as they enter. No magister is stationed at the gate, but no new arrivals to Waterdeep are accepted here. If you approach by air, expect a vigorous pursuit by and confrontation with the Griffin Cavalry. Only specially licensed individuals and mounts can fly over Waterdeep. It is best to land well outside the city and approach on foot. So there are going to be Pegasuses and flying things such as that. If you are interested in being a flying race, be sure to let me know and we can accommodate for that. But those kind of things are, as it specifies, flying isn't really allowed in this city, so you can be, but it'd be kind of cool if you hid that you were probably a bird race or had wings or something, and then if you did fly, as a rare occurrence kind of thing. I think that'd be cool, but it's up to your own discretion. Okay, your arrival in the city. The splendors that await you in Waterdeep are legendary. Each of the city's wards is detailed in this work, telling you what to expect depending on where you are, as well as what thrilling things you might see and do. Before that, however, there are small matters of knowing something of the history of the place you visit, and of understanding how to comfort yourself in the Sword Coast grandest metropolis. A long history in brief. Let's see how long this is. This is page and a half. So for the rest of this video, I think I'm going to cut this off for now. And I think this would be a good thing to know before, our first session thing. I think I could read this and it would go to an hour and a half, but I'm pretty sure no one wants to watch or listen to a video of me talking for an hour and a half. So all this is pretty much backstory of the city. So I will probably read this on our first session, and the entire session is going to be history of the city and probably the first little bit of the story. You meet everyone in the tavern, right? You do your first little thing, and then that'll probably be it. It's not going to be a crazy first session, but it'll give you a ton of history of the city. I don't really want to go on and make this, like I said, an hour and a half long video just about the backstory and stuff, because I honestly, even if you don't know the stuff, it's important to understand the city. I think this is good meta knowledge in general, and you take what you know from your character. So honestly, I'll just read this out at our first session, and you guys can take it as you will. I thought it would be more specific things, but I think this is a good stopping place. Yeah, like I said, I'll go through this the first session we have. I know that this stuff will affect character creation, but honestly, I think this is too much to have you guys read. Either that or I could send pictures. Let me know. If you want me to send pictures of it so you can read on your own time instead of our first session, feel free, and I'd totally be down to do that. But as of now, I'm just going to leave it until the first session. But yeah, thank you all guys for watching. And like I said, if you need any help or you want to run anything by me or you have any questions, just message me on Discord. And yeah, thank you all for stopping by, and I look forward to playing our first session and talking to everyone. Thank you. See ya.